Get right into it. Hey man, top of it. Now this right here is gonna be for the Kevin Samuels defenders, and I noticed certain behavior with them, and the reason why they so fervent with their defense of Kevin Samuels. Now I listened to his interview on the Joe Budden podcast, and Joe was talking to Kevin, and the other guy would chime in and pretty much answer for Kevin. And I talked to some friends, a friend of mine, and I would say it, and he would do the same exact thing. I would make a video, and the Kevies, shouts out to Kimbo J for the term, would come and defend this man. I heard a live stream today. Edward Anderson, he was talking about if you want to support Kevin, just do the work. Just do the work. And so when I'm realizing about these guys and about, you know, the behavior of the guy, the first and foremost, they're mama's boys. They're mama's boys. So, you know what I mean? They haven't really been, well, I won't say they haven't been around no men, but they haven't been around no strong men. You dig what I'm saying? They haven't started on top of them being mama's boys, they are habitual quitters. So anything in life they got tough, they just quit. For Edward Anderson to say us have a statement like, you want to do the work, and maybe I give black men too much credit, but I would think that a black man should know to do the work. If this is your first day on a job, you don't know as much as a guy who's put in 30 years. You ain't even got that type of seniority. You know what I mean? Brian, what's his name? I'm going to call him Brian. I think his name is Brian Tracy. He said the steps to getting into the front of the line, first you got to get in line, second you got to stay in line. So with the Kevies who come and defend Kevin Samuels and say you got to defend this man at all costs, really that's really feminine behavior. You know what I mean? You were too cowardly to really say that you don't like a certain thing. You don't like a certain type of female. A woman has to earn you. And, and Kevin is saying that because, what he understands, the same thing I understand, is this. You guys who defend Kevin Samuels are really scared of rejection. And so the reason why you can't say to women what Kevin says is that Kevin is not afraid of rejection from women for obvious looking reasons. So if he's not afraid of rejection from women, and you are afraid of having with him, you would champion a man who would really say what you're really scared to say because you're afraid of rejection from women. You would champion that. I don't know, I heard Edward Anderson, his thing was do the work. I mean, what man don't know to do the work? Unless you was given everything. If you was given everything you ever had in your life, you had a car at 16, you was a mama's boy, you probably weren't that successful with the women, so that's why you can't trust them now. And the ones who got you going through this trauma, because that's what it sounds like, you know what I mean? She didn't really like you like that. She didn't like you like that. And now Kevin is saying, well, black women are this, and black women, are really regurgitating white supremacist talking points that you guys regurgitate, but y'all don't really understand that. And so, to the individual defends his facts and figures, Well, I would say this. What do your eyeballs tell you? Forget blackdemographics.com because they talking about, you know what I mean, the men and women that they started from, the age is 15. And if you if you judge with your eyeballs, I got a question. How many 15-year-old widows that you know? How many 15-year-old male widows you know? How many 15-year-old divorcees you know? Ain't none. So, since that's what it is, because 15-year-old got to have consent, and if a 15-year-old was consent, I have seen some white 16-year-old boys getting married and stuff like that. So that's not out of the picture, but it's so rare that it is newsworthy. So that's not the norm. And so if black men and black women are really concerned, really want to be honest, and if these Kevies want to be intellectually honest, then you will not. A black man 15 ain't got no business being married anyway. A black man 16 ain't got no business being married or divorced. Neither does a black woman 16 years of age. Now, if she's considered a black woman at 15 years of age, there'll be a lot of 45-year-old men trying to have sex with 16-year-old females, black females. So since nobody I know or mess with me or know me, you know what I mean, are at high schools looking for a 15-year-old to have sex with because Kevin Samuels included her and said then black women not married. You know what I mean? Now nobody's doing that. There's a few women, there's a few men. Those are called pedophiles. And so basically to really kind of down black men and women, you use 15-year-olds. So that's included in the numbers that Kevin Samuels is spewing. Now, if you take it from 18 and up, then the black men who don't have any kids are less. The black women who are not married are less. You understand what I'm saying? So if we're going to go by the numbers, because I heard them say they don't have an intellectual argument. Not intellectual, what your eyeballs tell you. That's the same thing with is more black men going to jail than there is college. Well, that's true, but not true at the same time. They didn't say how many college-age black men are going. It's more college-age black men going to college than jail. How many 30-year-old men you know going to college? Not many. How many 30-year-old men you know going to jail? Plenty. How many 50-year-old men you know going to college as a freshman? None. Or very, very few. How many 50-year-old men you know going to jail? A lot. And so with that being said, then yes, the numbers from black men going to jail is going to be more than black men going to college, but they don't say college age men. So that's an instance where they are telling the truth, but they're misleading at the same time. Just like this, 1 in 4 black women are not married, and you including are not married. Well, you excluding widows, divorcees, and the 15, 16, 17-year-olds. Now, black women remarry more than black men. So you got individuals getting married two or three times, the women getting married 2 or 3 times, and you got some women that ain't getting married none. So I would say do due diligence, but facts are, you know what I mean. The truth is rather inconvenient in this space. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They want to, oh man, black women are, no, bro. The poverty line ain't there no more. It's not there no more. Yeah, it's not there no more. Well, I'm not saying there's no such thing as poverty. Let's get that understood. I'm not saying there's no such thing as poverty, but the poverty numbers are so low today. You understand me? It's so low today, and the problem that the cabbies have, they said, well, you know what I mean. Black women don't respect black men. But where you looking? Where you looking? What your eyeballs tell you? What your eyeballs tell you? Now, if you want to go use Google and you want to use a macro, we looking at the whole cumulative thing across the continent of the United States. Well, my thing is, where your demographics is. What demographic are you in? Meaning that the women in Memphis are different than the women in Atlanta. You dig what I'm saying? The women in Memphis are different than the women in New York. Women in New York are different than the women in Miami. The women in Miami is just the same as the women in LA. But the women in San Francisco are different than the women in Houston. So what's your demographic? See, now again, not all, and the thing, y'all, you quick to lump in all the women in one big pile, but basically, it's the women that you like. See, guys, if you're gonna be honest, if you're gonna be strictly honest, you have to place the caveat on your argument and say the women that I like, the women that I find physically attractive, they don't respect me. Say that. Because one thing I know, y'all ain't worried about the chick who look like Precious. Y'all ain't even interacting with them on a romantic level. But sexually, y'all will be in the DMs if you want to keep this damn 100 on. You understand me? So if it's no single mothers, hey, that's we're not looking at single mothers. So what single mothers, any single mothers, if you're not into single mothers, they shouldn't even be a part of your conversation. Why? Because you ain't even into them. Romantically, ain't even into them. Sexually, yeah. Romantically, no. So there are no feelings when it's purely sexual. To all you individuals who got all these analytics to tell anybody who says anything is kittens. I don't do too many analytics. Analytics are useful, but I go by what my eyeballs tell me. Shouts out to Matt Skeleton. What my eyeballs tell me is different than the analytics. And one thing I know about me and the women in Memphis women are different than any other space of people in the country. Different than Memphis. If you can make it in Memphis with women, you can make it anywhere in the country. Why? In Miami, they tell you, if you ain't got no money, don't even talk. You know what I mean? We're looking for ballers. LA, looking for ballers and actors and individuals who can advance me. New York, the same thing. But everywhere else, Chicago, everywhere else, same. Everywhere else, Houston. I had good success in Houston. I've been to Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, Newark, New York, Little Haiti in Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, Nashville. Easy. You know what I'm talking about? So all these guys saying they don't, when Kevin Samuels said something about you know what I mean, black women don't want to smile and they should smile and you know what I mean? First off, you know what I mean? Why? Because you know what I'm saying? When it's so fickle, and cause nowadays things so fickle. This is just me. Cause I get this a lot. I walk around my dog on and we, females say, hey, bro, what's you look so mad for? You should smile some. Now, that's coming from a female to a man. Typically, you know what I mean? When a women walk around with their dog on, they don't want to be hollered at. They don't want to be viewed at sexually. Or not in the mood to be viewed at sexually. Because, you know what I mean, depending on the space, space, and time, you know what I mean? You could tell her, hey, smile, man, what's wrong? What you got your dog on for? You walk around like you old killer. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on that woman. Because I've been in these places. Memphis is close to Mississippi, and I was at a Walmart in Olive Branch, Mississippi. A little bad youngin, you know what I mean? I had some junk or something like that. She just started smiling and said, hey, this all you gonna eat for dinner? I said, yeah, I guess so. I said, you should really consider saying, doing something else. I just said, okay, huh? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was polite. I was cordial. I gave her the same energy she gave me. So all that, a woman ain't smiling. I really don't, because I be so busy doing what I'm doing or taking the business I'm there to take care of. I don't even notice. But since you guys are looking for women to holler at, you notice they don't smile. You know what I'm saying? They at work. You don't want to know what done went on before they got to work. What is this? Professional women, all this stress and trauma. Yeah. You don't know what these women going through. A man could have probably tried to sexually assault this woman 8 hours ago. And she's supposed to be walking around you smiling. Shoot, somebody could have broken her car. Somebody could have slashed her tires. She could have just had an abortion. Or she just took a plan B. Or she just caught her man cheating. Or she just caught her woman cheating. Or she just found out her man was dating Kevin Samuels. But again, and I'm gonna get into this too while I'm here. Black men, I hope y'all listening, and a lot of you Kevins don't. I wish somebody could explain to me how in the world can a woman who like men be masculine? Explain it to me. Now, can they have masculine traits? Yeah. But since y'all don't have any game, y'all don't even know what that is. Y'all a red pill and talk about female nature. Y'all need to check my video on female nature. Then come holler at me. I gotta do a part 2 to that too, because I didn't tell everything in that. A woman is not masculine if she can't, you understand me, if you can't run over. If she ain't submissive, because you can only submit to leadership, and leadership has to be imposed. And so you two chicken shit to impose leadership, then what you talking about? What you talking about? See, y'all, these guys be so quick to cape for this man. When I saw that Joe Budden podcast, the light skinned guy, not Joe Budden, but every time he said something, the light skinned guy, just like anybody else, any other man who is a follower and worshiper of Kevin Samuels does. He's saying this to black women. He's saying this to black women. Oh, he's saying this to black women. Why you can't submit like everybody else? Why you can't do this like everybody else? And then when a woman like Cynthia G says, well, wait a minute now. You want us to do this like everybody else, but everybody else does this. Their men does this for their women. Their men does this for their women. Their men set up this for their women. Their men, impose a culture for their women. And all of a sudden, you haven't done anything. You want to hold black women accountable, but yet not be responsible, and you want us to submit to you without proving yourself? How dare you? What's wrong with you? I'm submitting that. I'm not submitting. It's a prove it deal. You have to prove yourself worthy. Gold is tried by fire. And you guys who follow Kevin Samuels, y'all ain't don't want to be tried by no fire. Why? Because y'all are habitual quitters. You are habitual quitters. That's why you're not married. That's why, you know what I mean? That's why when he say do the work, you got the pom-poms out as if you never heard it before, but anybody who knows anything and want to go anywhere, that's zero before the one. So again, in closing, and I would open a debate up. I could go live or not to these Kevin Samuels defenders. That's what I may end up doing. Go live, and if you got something to say in the comments, I'm gonna go live and how you say it on the StreamYard. You understand me? Because I want to say this got to stop, because I understand that you need a sense of you need a sense of, I guess, self-esteem. He's like your big brother. No, he ain't like your big brother fighting for you. But what I guess he's like your daddy or like your mother. Tell that girl off, man. If you are, and I said, and I keep on saying that. That's I don't know if I give black men too much of the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, you telling black women what's on your mind. I don't have a frame of reference for that. I don't. Maybe I mean, you want to say, well, I was raised by a single mother. I sure was. Yeah. Single mother, grandmother, daddy. Yeah. But the funny thing about the single mother was they said what they meant. They meant what they said, and they said what was exactly on their mind, and didn't give a damn about your feelings. That's why I come from. I don't all this and let the chips fall where they may. That's why and when I got around men, they did the same thing. When I went around my granddaddy, when I went around my father, my stepfather, well, my mother's husband, when he died, her other guy, everybody did the same thing. Said what they meant, said exactly what was on their mind, and let the chips fall where they may. I do it. Been doing it. Now again, some folk don't like that. Because if one person can get it, anybody can get it. And y'all champion a man who doing something that y'all too scared to do because y'all scared to be rejected by women. Man, y'all pathetic, man. You know what I'm talking about? The Kevys. Y'all pathetic, man. You know what I'm talking about? But this is to Edward Anderson, though. I saw you live stream, brother, and you said, people who argue against Kevin call y'all dick riders. And I'm going to say, you are. You said, well, they say dick riders, but they can't find a flaw in this argument, in this fact that he's spitting. I'm telling you, and anybody like you, well, I can come with facts. You talk about 1 in 4 black women are not married. Do not include the 15 to 17-year-olds. Then that unmarried number goes down. With single black men unmarried with no kids. Leave the minors out of it. From 15 to 17. Leave them out of it. Then that 51% goes down. So, these are the numbers. Everybody want to go to blackdemographic.com. Go to that website and just, read. That's all. Just read. Listen to some Thomas Sowell, whatever his name is. And, you know what I mean? Bring your facts, because you ain't got none. Everything. Now I hear y'all talking about Kevin, and every other word is Kevin says this, and Kevin says that, and Kevin said this, and Kevin says that. That let me know right there, y'all are very, very inexperienced in what y'all talking about. Especially when y'all champion another man's talking point. I go by what my eyeballs tell me. That's it. I live, and I'm out here. As young folks say, I'm out here. Dealing with women. Looking at women. You dig what I'm saying? So, with that being said, now if you want some, come get some. You bad enough, come take some. In the lectures now, I'm down for a debate. I got to stream y'all, so come on to the panel. You dig what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, get this work. You know what I mean? Male or female, you can get the business. Talk to y'all later.